What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Danny, aka Puerto Rican Face Mendoza, in the building, doing a little video real quick in regards to the Spokane Regional that we just had, the very first one. It was only natural that I topped the very first Spokane Regional. So I got 4th place. This is the new Ghost Trick mat. It's freaking awesome. I can't attest to how great I felt after it. Felt like a long road, but I had not been very far because I topped in the end of 2012, so it was awesome. But mainly I would say that the reason why I haven't topped in a long time was because I didn't play in any events, and it was stupid on my part because, man, I learned a lot. I learned that I was ready for the meta. I learned that I understood a lot of different things, and I'm going to try to explain that really quickly in this video. So enough of the mat. I'm going to show you the deck I played. I played Standard Dragons, and to a tournament I decided that I was going to play Dragonities. And on Sunday I played Dragonities at the sneak preview last Sunday, and I did not like it. I played like garbage with it, and not that I played like garbage with it, I just lost really badly in the mirror match. So I said whatever, I'm not gonna play this deck, and I switched and I played Standard. I tested on Tuesday with my teammate Mike, and I felt so good after our test match because I was just doing so well. And in order for me to prepare, I read a lot, and that's what got me to the point of preparing. But really quickly, the deck list: I played triple Tidal, triple Tempest, 3 Redox, 3 Blaster, triple Max C, double Corsica, double Debris, Card Trooper, Trigon, Flame Velguard, and Swift Scarecrow. Okay, so MVP of the deck, Swift Scarecrow. The 2 monsters I used the most, obviously, one of them was Tempest, but I used Blaster and Redox a lot. I'll explain why. Max C was so MVP for me all day. My teammates told me to play only 1 Corsica and 2 Guard. I tested that, it was garbage. The reason why is because I never ever found myself in a correct situation to make my cards of consonance, make the deck consistent, because I would pitch for the Ravine to get Corsica. I know everybody does that, but I'm just saying that it was important. And I never used Max C at the incorrect time. I always make sure I had field presence, so they had to give me at least a +1. Some people gave me +2. It was nuts. The monster lineup was awesome. Trooper milled me some really bad mills, but there was a game that he won me the game because I didn't have Ravine, and I milled like crazy with him. I milled with him 4 times in the match, which made me win. That is the monster lineup. Would I change it? No. It was awesome. It was a great build. It was based off Patrick Reeder, who won the European, YCS. The spells: triple Dragon Ravine, 2 cards of consonance, and triple sword. The same spell lineup like him. Everything self-explanatory. I hardly drew swords of 7 stars. I played a lot of Dragon Ravine. For some reason, I drew this way more than I do the sword, which is really good because it played out well. I used it like MSTs. I held on to it and just placed it over when I played the Dragon Mirror match, which I played, I think, 4 matches of Dragons, just mirror match all day. It was like freaking crazy. For the traps, I played triple Wing Blast, Return, 6th Sense, Solemn Warning, Tor, and 2 Trap Stun. So the funny thing is I played the exact same build as Patrick Reeder. The reason why was I looked at every other build and I was like, no, it's not that good. And then I tried to make my own. I took out a Wing Blast and played Kid Moto Dragon. I took out Card Trooper and put in Gold Sarko, and I just kept like tweaking here and there, and it wasn't good enough, so I just went with his build, and I'm glad I did because Trap Stun was so MVP. Trap Stun won me so many matches. I negated a 6th Sense. I stopped my opponent from being able to stop my power moves, and all day I would use this more offensively, and it was amazing. Even my last match that I won, the guy should have popped my back row, which was trap stun, and he didn't because he was playing defense. He had 2 Draco Sack tokens and a Draco Sack, and I had tacked him for 28 for the first turn, tacked him for the second turn, 28. They called time. I attacked with Gaia Charger right over his tokens and won the game. So it was really awesome. Trap stun is so good. That's the traps. Let's go with the extra deck. Stardust Dragon, Stardust Spark Dragon. My wife did my deck list, and for some reason she thought that these were the same thing, so I almost got a game loss, but I noticed it before I gave the deck list in, so I actually changed it to fix that. Scrap Dragon, Black Rose, 2 Ancient Fairy Dragons, Colossal Fighter, and Crimson Blader. And then also for the rest of the synchros, Angel Zero, Orient Dragon, and Star Eater. In playtesting, I thought I was going to play Orient Dragon because I was working so good, but I never went into it once. I think I might have went into it, but I don't remember. And if I did, I went into it once then. Crimson Blader. Only needed 1. It was amazing. It was like the greatest card for me because I played it so smart. I thought about all the times that my teammate kept doing it to me in tournaments and in practice, so that's what made me remember it. I always thought about my teammate Mike when I did that. Angel of Zero, never went into it. I don't know if I'd play it again. If you notice, I didn't play Armory Arm. I didn't think it was necessary. Would I play it in the future? Probably, but I don't know. For some reason, I didn't want to in this tournament because I wanted to try Stardust Spark Dragon. I only went into it once. And it was because I was losing, and I was trying to stall to get return, so it wasn't that good. Ancient Fairy Dragons went into it all day. Black Rose, Scrap Dragon all day. Then the XYZs, Big Eye, 2 Draco Sacks, and Gaia Charger. I won like 2 or 3 games with him, and of course I played these 3. So that's the extra deck. For my regionals matches, I played Fire Kings round 1. I won in game 3 time, but I beat him before the time was up. Round 2, the guy got a loss because he didn't write his deck list correctly, and he was playing Dragoonity Mythics, and it was alright, but I just had 2 max C's, and that pretty much ended him, and he didn't know what I was playing, so he couldn't side or nothing. Round 3, I played Fire Kings again, went to game 3. I don't know what the hell it was with Fire King, but for some reason that deck was giving me a hard fucking trouble when they wanted to fucking make me play that shit twice so they could suck a dick. By the way, I won a deck box for being a 4th. Then round 4, I played Gadgets and I lost. The dude had freaking Macros and D-Fish, and I couldn't get anything for the Macros or D-Fish, so he got that one. Good shit on his part. He ended up going 5-2, so he didn't make the top, but he definitely gave me. He also had Max C and just couldn't do nothing, so stopped my turn like twice. Round 5. After that, I said, one more thing. He had Geigen Exile, and I should have went Crimson Blader against him, and for some reason I banished the wrong color, and I couldn't get Flamville Guard and go into Crimson Blader, which would have won me the match. But you make mistakes and you learn from them. And then I said to myself, I'm not making no more mistakes after this, and I didn't. I played flawless after that. I was really happy with my results. Round 5, I played Spellbooks. I have to say this real quick. In game 2, there was only 2 games. I won game 1 and 2. My hand was a dragon, a Solemn Warning, a Divine Wrath, and DD Crow. He summoned Blue Douche, searched for secrets, activated Spellbook of Masters, and I crowed the secrets. I love reading articles because I read that in the article, and it helped me so much, and I pretty much won from there because he summoned another Blue Douche. I warninged it, summoned another blue douche, I wrapped it, and then I summoned Debris, attack for 1,000, and then I summoned Dragon, and he scooped because I was gonna Black Rose the field and he had no answer. He was a really nice guy. His name was John Borden. It's really weird I'm saying that, but he actually would talk to me the rest of the regional, and he was really nice the whole time. So, John Borden, keep trying to get better. It's good to see the local players try to do their thing. Round 6, I played Chris Mitchum, and he was playing Dragunities, and he OTK'd me. Game 2, I won Game 1 with Max C's, which was awesome, because with Dragunity, you just stop the Max C, and it actually hurts them. But Game 3, there was an argument to the side. Aaron Gross, who topped, congratulations on your top with Chainburn, and then he was playing another Chainburn player who topped as well, but they were arguing about the steps, and it was just funny. It was just crazy, and I think Chris misplayed because he was paying attention to that match. So Aaron, special shout out to you to get into the argument with that dude, because you probably helped me top as well, which was awesome. And I don't know if Chris would have won, which probably wouldn't have, because I'm better than him. But but I was just kidding, dude. But it was awesome. That was a good match, and he OTK'd me Game 2. He played through Max C and still won. So and then the last round, round 7, I won 2-0, but the first game was awesome. Trap Stun, he activated Trap Stun. I played Phoenix Wingman Blast, Chain 6 cents. He chain return, I chain return. It was just the nuttiest sequence right there. We had to call the judge over to figure out the whole chaining sequence. But initially what I was trying to do was make it so that way I targeted Redox, but Wing Blast wouldn't send it to the field. So that way when he activated return, because I knew he had return down because he played Trap Stun and tried to do the Trap Stun return move, which is whatever. And I did that so that way Redox would stay on the field and then he wouldn't bring out a whole bunch of stuff. So how much time is that so far?
16.
Okay, that's fine. Alright. Then the main thing I wanted to let you guys know is, like, it was an awesome regional. I'm glad that I did it as well as I did. It made me realize that I need to stay in the game, and I'm really happy about my results, and I just want to top more now. I got this feeling to top more. But people were just doing nutty stuff all day. I want to explain a couple things. I would summon Blaster, and they would just expect way more. They would play Max C, and I'd okay, attack for 28. So they'd go 1 for 1 on the Max C. Then I'd pass. I'd set 2. Then I bounced the Blaster back to my hand because they didn't want to commit to the field, and I wouldn't Max C. There was no reason to. They would summon Crimson Blader or summon something, and I was reading Book of Moon at that point, and I would just Phoenix Wingman Blast their monster when they would attack. And then I get my Blaster back to my hand, which set me up. And then I would summon Redox in defense. Then they would Max C again, but I'd have Blaster in my hand, and I would be able to do a pop with like Trigon or something. I use Blaster, his effect, so much. I would hardly banish for it in rogue matchups because I always wanted to have Blaster's effect to MST stuff and to go with my trap stuns. It was amazing. Like, it was working out so well. And if I played Max C in the beginning, like early stages, I'd make sure that when I played Ravine and I pitched for Ravine's effect, I'd always send Redox to the graveyard because there was already one target in there, which is Max C. And I'd send like Tempest with it. You gotta pay attention to the graveyard and what you're ditching out. I hardly ever summon Redox. I never extended if I didn't have to. I would not waste my resources. I'd try to leave the graveyard as fatty as possible. And even in the last round when I played the guy, I had all 4 colors in the graveyard when he said, "Can I see your graveyard?" And it was just amazing. Like, in rogue matchups, I summoned Tidal. Because I knew they couldn't beat Tidal because he was 2600 attack. I always kept my blasters for popping, and I was just like really smart about stuff. I held Swift Scarecrow to the very end. Not enough where I'd get cowboyed, Card Trooper, liking playing the 1 because the Card Trooper, he's okay, but he can make you mill stuff. And I learned a lot this regional. I learned so much. I knew that I knew how to play. I had the technical side of it down pat. I just needed the philosophical side of it to understand the philosophy of Yu-Gi-Oh! And to understand how to read your opponent better. I swear, back row was so dead. Solemn Warning was unbelievable for me too. I used it to try and stop return. I used it to stop so much stuff. I learned that you don't Divine Wrath Garunix in the standby phase because it just comes back. Laugh out loud. Yeah, it was fucking stupid. I was such an idiot on that. I didn't even think about it. I still won, but would have made my life easier. As far as the side deck goes, because I don't think I talked about that, so I'm sorry. I played 2 Debunk, triple MST, Malevolent Catastrophe, 2 Skill Drain, 2 Divine Wrath, Vanity's Emptiness. This was Fire Ferret, but I'm playing 2 now, so this was Fencing Fire Ferret. I didn't get it in time for the tournament, so I played Ferret over it, and I played Crow and Swift Scarecrow. I went into this every freaking time. Every single time I got a second one into the match. I didn't care what it was. I love Swift Scarecrow. I think it's amazing. DD Crow won me that game I was telling you against Spellbooks, and I played it against Dragoonity. Debunk's awesome. So many good times where it saved me. Mystical Space Typhoon, I always went into 2. Against Rogue, I went into 3. And skill drains I used against Spellbooks and Gadgets, but I never drew it. Divine Wrath, so pro. I would never citing this again. I don't give a shit. Fuck Emptiness. I know everybody likes it, but I don't like this card. It's so garbage. Like somebody activated it on me, and I just fucking in Dragoonity matchup activated it on me, and I spaced the other one, and it was just like fuck. Because like when they activate it, so like I went Debris and they activated it, and I was like, okay, MST, and I popped the Emptiness. So Emptiness is whack. I don't give a fuck if Stardust Spark Dragon has the Emptiness lock, but it's whatever. I gotta cut this video down here, but I did want to say one last thing. For Stardust Spark Dragon, I think it belongs in Dragoonities and not in here, because I never wanted to go into it and try to get some kind of lock going because it wasn't that good. One last other thing, I want to give a shout out to everybody. All the people who believed in me, came up to me in the tournament and made sure that I had pens, dice, Danny, I love you, Puerto Rican Face Mendoza in the building, shout outs, just a ton of stuff, man. It was so awesome. It was just really great to have a lot of people say, yo, dude, you can do this and all that, and it looked like when I went 3-1 that people were just like, oh, he's done. So people finally kind of left me alone, except for like Corey and some other people, but they were in my corner the whole time. And when I was X1 going into round 7, they knew the dream was real. And it was awesome. And special shout out to my teammate Rob. We got to share a top 8 together, so it was great. He deserves it. He's been waiting for years for it, so it's good to see him get on board and do it up. I'm glad he listened, to my advice. It was awesome. He's like so like wants more, as much advice as possible. And it's just great to see that in a teammate. And I always ask for his input as well. And he's such a good player, and he deserves everything he got for that top and everything. So shout out to my other teammates. You guys, we will do it up together in the future. I honestly, at this point, I want another top, so I want to go to more events. I'm thinking 2014 might be a great year for me, and I'm ready to kick some ass. So much love. Puerto Rican Face Mendoza out the building this time, and I did it, baby. Number 3 in Yu-Gi-Oh! And 1 in Magic. So 4 tops, baby. I need 1 more so I can complete the 5 ring. You can't see me, John Cena. Peace.